Sananda, you are here to bring about the great shift. I am Sananda, and I come to be with you at this time. These times you are in, these special times that you are moving through now. These times that indeed you do need to be grateful for. Whether it's going too slow or too fast matters not, only that you are here now in these moments, to bring about the shift, the great shift, you have all been working toward. All has been building toward. A shift for the ages, you might say. And never, ever, in the history of the universe, has a shift such as this happened. So my friends, my brothers and sisters, it is time for you to feel that gratitude, to be grateful for being here in this moment, in this time, where you can indeed make a change. Not only in yourselves, but in the collective consciousness of the entire planet. And you are doing so, just by being here now, and being who you are. And you need to more and more trust, and believe that. For this is your moment, this is your time to be grateful for the here and now. Do not think about it in terms of it's taking too long. For it is what it is. The greater picture, the greater plan is what is important here. But what is also important is that you, yourselves, each one of you, have a part to play in this greater plan. Some seemingly smaller, some seemingly larger. But it matters not how small or how large a part you are playing in this. Just that you are here to be a part of this great shift, this great changeover. I, as Sananda, am overjoyed to be here with all of you in these moments. To be able to have a part in the play, a part in the movie, if you will. Assisting all of you, watching over all of you, as my brothers and sisters. Not as an idol, not as someone to worship, but as a brother to all of you. I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue each and every day to look for what you have in your lives to be grateful for. For it is so important for you to continue to keep your vibrational frequency high and corresponding consciousness high. And you do that by simply rising each morning and looking at the day for what you are grateful for, moving forward. What is an energy vampire, and how to protect yourself? Energy vampires are people who drain your emotional energy, whether intentionally or not. Feeling emotionally drained after talking with a friend, colleague, or family member? After spending time with them, do you always leave feeling anxious or irritable? You may be dealing with an energy vampire. There are plenty of reasons why people develop energy-draining behaviors, such as mental health conditions, certain attachment types, and past trauma. Some people, including empaths, are more susceptible to being emotionally drained than others. Once you've identified an energy vampire in your life, you can develop ways to protect yourself and your energy, such as setting boundaries, and getting comfortable with saying no. How to spot an energy vampire. You may not know someone is an energy vampire when you first meet them, but you can tell whether you've been around an energy vampire if they consistently make you feel overstimulated, annoyed, apathetic, fatigued, stressed. Initially, they may come across as extremely friendly, almost overly so it can feel natural to want to bring them under your wing, especially if they come right out with a down on their luck story. This is a common approach for an energy vampire. Jasmine Cobb, LCSW, a trauma therapist from Tyler, Texas, explains energy vampires are often codependent personalities. This means they gravitate toward others for need fulfillment, and find it challenging to be self-sufficient. An energy vampire is someone who repeatedly takes and lacks insight and awareness of how this contributes to interpersonal problems, she says. Nancy Irwin, SID, a licensed clinical psychologist from Los Angeles, says common signs of an energy vampire include talking more about themselves than about you or anyone else, having ongoing drama in their lives, having a victim mentality, pessimism, jealousy, demanding a lot of attention, neediness. Tina Betasina, Ph.D., LMFT, a licensed psychotherapist from Long Beach, California, adds that other behaviors of an energy vampire include wanting you to always be available on their terms, expecting you to take responsibility for them, using guilt to get you to do what they want. In a group setting. When an energy vampire enters a group dynamic, you may notice everyone goes quiet. Humor is squashed by seriousness. You may feel like they kill the vibe. Other signs of an energy vampire in a group setting include: people walk away from group conversation that includes them. They ask uncomfortably personal questions in front of everyone. The conversation shifts toward their life. They reject anyone's solutions to their problems. They talk over other people. They insert themselves into conversations. They ignore social cues and boundaries. They latch on to one person in the group. They diminish the problems of others. When an energy vampire is present, you may notice that everyone's temper grows short, and even your mild-mannered friends become irritable or sarcastic. Energy vampire versus trauma dumping. Both energy vampires and people who trauma dump can overshare intimate emotions and experiences, leaving you feeling emotionally taxed. Trauma dumping, however, may only be related to one traumatic experience and can be a subconscious expression that you're ready and in need of support. It isn't always accompanied by other energy-draining behaviors. Energy vampires often have ongoing, exaggerated drama, though they may also have a history of trauma. They don't tend to be interested in solutions, as the drama helps them secure the attention and energy of those around them. Archangel Zadkiel, 7th Ray Meditation. I am Archangel Zadkiel of the 7th Ray, with my female Archia, Holy Amethyst. Together we are the keepers of the violet ray, which corresponds to the 7th chakra on your crown. The violet ray encompasses the violet flame and the amethyst crystal, and is the ray that connects you to your higher self and the higher galactic chakras. The energies coming from Mother Earth are now accelerating and mixing with the energies from the great central sun, other planets in the universe, and from the Creator himself. Even though there is much angst coming from the human race at this time, the energies of ascension and purification cannot be overridden, and can be felt by everyone to varying degrees. Combined with the activation of more people's crystalline bodies, the effect can either be very healing or very confusing. I wish to impart a simple meditation to assist those of you who are connecting to the new, purified energies, and whose bodies have been assimilating for some time. It is designed to help you to connect to the energies through the energy of the sun so that your bodies are completely aligned and in tune with the 7 rays. Close your eyes and feel yourself grounding down to Mother Earth. Give her thanks and blessings for the gifts she gives you. Bring your energy back up through your feet, and take it straight up through your chakra line, and out of your crown chakra. Above you can see all of your chakras leading up to Creator's beautiful light. Beyond that you can see the sun. Take your energy as a beam of pure light, up through your higher self and chakras, and connect to Creator's light. In this energy feel yourself merge as one to His essence of unconditional love. You are now at one with Source and the universe, totally loved and protected. Continue traveling upwards out into the universe and towards the great central sun. As you get closer to it, you become aware of its light permeating your crown chakra. You stop in front of the sun, close enough to see its surface and to feel its rays, but there is no heat. Now you become aware of all of your chakras, from your causal chakra above your head down to your earth chakra at your feet. The rays of the sun have now filled each chakra and are forming a golden rod down your spine from your head to your toes. Now the flames of the sun are coming slowly upwards inside your body, burning up any stale emotions, old trauma, negative belief systems, restoring tissue, and balancing any illnesses. As the fire exits through your crown, you feel renewed. Take your energy back down through Creator's light, down through your higher self, and back through your crown. Ground your energy deep into Mother Earth and connect to her energies of ascension. As you do, you notice the colors deep magenta, indigo, violet and gold. Bring them up with your light into your chakras and then flood them out into your body. Hold the energy for a few moments as the beautiful vibrations integrate into your whole system. When you feel it is done, give thanks and open your eyes. This meditation can be done every few weeks, as the energies coming from Mother Earth are constantly changing and strengthening. Blessings to you all. I am Archangel Zadkiel. How to practice self-forgiveness. based on your Enneagram type. Love cannot abide where it is not welcomed. Enneagram mentor Reverend Nhien Vuong teaches each Enneagram type how to practice self-forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves for things we've done wrong is not about refusing to take responsibility for our actions. In fact, it is vital to take whatever steps we can to make amends and rectify past harms towards others. Self-forgiveness as an interact, too, is an essential part of the spiritual journey. No matter how hard we might wish or pray for it, we cannot access divine love if we are the very ones punishing ourselves. Love cannot abide where it is not welcomed. Indeed, taking personal responsibility does not mean we need to lock up our souls in a self-made purgatory or exile our hearts from divine grace and human belonging. The following practices are about embracing the irrevocable truth that your essence is whole and good, that every fiber of your being is worthy of love and forgiveness. Resolve in this moment to set yourself free to live and love open-heartedly so you can more fully experience and express divine love throughout the remainder of your precious and sacred lifetime. Self-forgiveness practices by Enneagram type. Don't know your Enneagram type? Try this quiz here. Type 1. No one gets everything right. No one does everything perfectly. Do not punish yourself for being human. Send more love and compassion to yourself when you discover that you've erred, not less. Be a place of peace for yourself, not an enabler of inner violence. Type 2. It is not your job to make everyone happy. It is not reasonable to expect everyone to like you. Yet when important relationships aren't as strong or as positive as you would like them to be, you take on more than your share of blame and responsibility. Do your best to let this go. Type 3. Until you forgive yourself, you'll spend the rest of your days and nights overcompensating where you feel you have failed. As you push yourself harder and harder, you may end up further and further away from your true path. Forgive yourself so you can welcome the full worthiness of who you are today, and don't have to keep looking for it in the future. Type 4. What you most need to forgive in yourself isn't one thing or another that you did, rather, it's who you are, or think you are. Let go of condemnation and shame, and give yourself a new start. Forgive yourself for who you thought you should be, or might have been. Find your voice and power in fully embracing all your traits, as well as the essence of who you are in this moment today. Type 5. You tend to harbor resentment toward anyone you believe has rejected you. By rejecting them in response, you spare yourself from having to accept how you were critiqued. If you make them smaller or more inferior by condemning them, then they have no authority to judge you. Notice, though, what you have not yet forgiven in yourself. Likely it has to do with an area in which you feel fearful or incompetent. If someone else has triggered you, chances are that before you can forgive them, you need to release this high expectation of your own capabilities. Type 6. No amount of vigilance can possibly keep everyone you love, including you, safe. Yet when harm occurs, you often judge yourself harshly. Letting the ghost of mistakes past haunt and torment you is inhumane. Moreover, it only fuels more anxiety and second-guessing, which prevents you from making wise and compassionate decisions both in the present and the future. Set yourself free from the shackles of the past. Type 7. If you are on a path of self-awareness, you may be starting to realize all the dreams you've sabotaged, the bridges you've burned, and the love you've been too afraid to lean into. The belief that it is darkest before dawn feels especially relevant. Your willingness to stay with the darkness to feel your own fears, anger, resentment, or grief deep in your heart and bones, and not hastily move on allows you to experience the dawning of a truly new and transformed life. Type 8. Do not confuse moving on with letting go. Forgive yourself the big dreams that never fully materialized, the people you couldn't help, and the important situations you couldn't control. Your vision and appetite for bigness is a gift, but it is also a heavy burden. There is power you can claim in the present, when you get real about what happened in the past. Bring compassionate strength to all that you have not yet grieved, so you can finally let go. Type 9. When you finally wake up to parts of yourself that went to sleep were there for weeks, months, or years, it's easy to be hard on yourself. Do not judge yourself for what you weren't ready to see or know, or act on until now. Weep, if you need to, for your old self and life, but don't condemn yourself. This will only make you want to go back into hiding. Resist your tendency toward inertia. Coax yourself out further with self-forgiveness and loving kindness. Reflection: after trying the practice aligned with your Enneagram type, did you find that you could forgive yourself? If not, then consider what is truly in the way of your self-forgiveness. Ask yourself, how does my unforgiveness serve me? What does it help me to do? What does it protect me from? What do I fear will happen if I forgive myself? Self-forgiveness becomes easier once we realize that compassion can help us respond more effectively to life than unforgiveness can. The coming split. It is the one. Thank you. Is there a topic for today? There are several. I sense turmoil and a sort of division. Yes. However, not division as in separation. This division is akin to the splitting of a cell. This splitting is necessary for multiplication. It is necessary for growth. It is necessary for expansion. There are no accidents. There are no mistakes. Each of you finds yourself at a crossroads, at a place from which you can logically see two paths. Both of these paths hold elements that are conducive to unity. Both of these paths hold elements that are not. These differences are located in multiple arenas. Please be specific and slower. So much is coming in that, and I'm finding it a challenge to get it written. The arenas all involve parts of life that hold possibilities for contrast. Contrast in methods of approach, contrast in opinions. Opinions that feel, to those holding them, much more critical than, say, favoring one color more than another, or preferring one food over another. These opinions are very often accompanied by strong language, words like right and wrong, holy and unholy, good and bad. Indeed, my dear humans, you are in the very center now of defining just what your race will value from here on out. Until now, and under what can best be defined as a regime of control, what has been placed at the pinnacle is power and wealth. The fall of that regime takes place with force, as it must. Yet the race now decides what values will rise to the top and hold value. Okay, so you've touched on this before. You've said that those dismantling the control grid are not the ones who are best chosen to build New Earth. Is that what you mean? Yes. In such a grid of control, force and strength are necessary elements to bring it to an end. They will not always be necessary, and indeed, what seems to be occurring now is that the force used to stop those desiring power and raping the people and the land to get it is overstepping. In this way, some components of the group working to free the race of corruption are, in very specific ways, setting up a system that holds another version of forced compliance. From a distance, it is clear that they have become enamored with their own power, and assume righteous indignation at any opposition to their methods and opinions. What is seen now is a great sorting. This will require your involvement. For you are here to assist not only with the foundation of New Earth, but as well its fertilization and direction. It is possible that it could be steered off course without intentional guidance and collaboration. Off course does not mean towards more domination and control as a final outcome. No more like taking the scenic route rather than the most direct path. The choice is yours. Each of you touch a portion of life here that is in the midst of transforming to something new. There are guidelines that can be utilized to help it navigate towards oneness. The simplest question, or set of questions, revolve around benefit and harm. The code first, do no harm, can be universally applied, not only to the medical profession. For you are on your way to a world where equality is the order of the day. This implies equal access to abundance, expansion, creative expression, vitality, acceptance, joy, compassion, encouragement, assistance, and love. In a word, freedom. This world will manifest once might no longer equals right. These are tenuous times, and you are just the souls equipped to lead them. No longer will small injustices be acceptable under your watch. Oneness asks only that the self be recognized in every other regardless of nation, religion, position, skin color, status, gender, or sexual orientation. Actions and programs founded in oneness foster agape. These are being created now, my dear ones. Pay attention, and you will recognize where your input is necessary. That is all. Thank you. Thymus, the collective of Ascended Masters, your global and individual progress report. Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters. You are making great progress there on Earth, whether you recognize it or not. We are always recognizing your progress, which is one of the ways you benefit from this relationship of ours. You take the expansion and the growth at the soul level, whether you know it or not, and whether you take it or not on the human level. The human within you, the negative ego, so to speak, tends to look for the flaws, the mistakes, the things that require more work on your part. You like to have projects. You like to have things to do, and you often think that by pointing out your flaws, you will be more likely than to whip yourselves into shape. That is one of the many reasons why you are so hard on yourselves and why you do not acknowledge all the progress that you've already made. Another reason why you find it so challenging to acknowledge yourselves is because you look around at the outside world, and you look for improvements there. You look for improvements in your health, or your bank account, or your relationships, but the proof exists within you, and you must be willing to go within to feel for the progress that you've made. Either that, or you can just take our word for it, and we are looking at you individually and collectively, by the way, but we do want you to feel it as individuals. We do want you to know that as you struggle and you suffer and as you make sacrifices, you do expand quite a bit at the non-physical level. And when you let go of all of that and you surrender, you give up, you let go, that's when you often get the boomerang effect, and it comes back around to you. All of that expansion, all of that growth that you experience as a non-physical soul being. When things take longer to come to fruition in the physical, you often give up hope, or you become helpless and powerless in your orientation towards life. This is another reason why you benefit from hearing from the likes of us. We want you to remember that you are really soul beings, source energy beings, pretending to be human, pretending to struggle, pretending to suffer and make sacrifices so that you can know yourselves more fully and completely as you really are. As you look around at your world, and you wonder how humanity is doing, and you come to the conclusion that humanity isn't doing all that good either, you also have to admit to yourselves at some point that you are not looking at every aspect of reality when you come to that conclusion. You are looking at the problems, the chaos, the catastrophic events, and the collapses, and you need to look at humanity as a whole. Humanity has more compassion than you have ever had before there on Earth. There is more love, more creativity, more joy being experienced, and that all is the result of the collective strides forward that you've made as humankind. And so again, trust us when we tell you this, and then go looking for evidence of what we are saying. Because it is true. Take the expansion and the growth by relaxing into it, by letting go of your feeling of responsibility that you have to make everything happen. And remember that you are there as the experiencer, and you get to choose what you experience with your ability to focus consciously and deliberately. We suggest that you do so, and you continue to do so, because we like to see you happy while you are expanding exponentially throughout time and space. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters, and we are always amongst you. Source: arrayoflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.